Your ultimate success isn't waiting for you to feel confident. It's waiting for you to embrace the uncomfortable truth that you already feel like a fraud. I know that sounds backwards. But what I'm about to show you will completely flip everything you think you know about imposter syndrome. Because the secret to authentic success isn't about eradicating the feeling of being a fake. It's understanding why feeling like a fraud actually makes you more real, more authentic, and ultimately, more capable of achieving extraordinary things. Here's a mind-blowing fact. 70% of successful people experience imposter syndrome. But here's the part that will shock you even more: the most successful people experience it more, not less. Why? Because imposter syndrome is not a sign of inadequacy. It's often a direct signal of growth, innovation, and courage. Those who feel at least are often those who are doing the least to challenge themselves, who are comfortable in their stagnation. So, if you've ever felt like you're faking it, like you'll be found out, like you don't truly belong, congratulations. You're in incredibly successful company. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to reveal the Imposter Syndrome Antidote, a powerful 3-part framework that will transform your greatest perceived weakness into your most profound strength, allowing you to build the wealth, impact, and freedom you truly deserve. Let me tell you about Maria. Maria was a brilliant marketer. She could craft campaigns that consistently delivered incredible results for her clients. Her ideas were innovative, her strategies were spot on, and her clients adored her. Yet, inside, Maria was perpetually battling a nagging voice. Every time she landed a big client, every time her campaign went viral, every time she received a glowing testimonial, that voice would whisper, "You just got lucky. They're going to realize you're a fraud. You don't actually know what you're doing." This internal monologue plagued her. She'd meticulously over-prepare for every meeting, terrified of being exposed. She'd delay launching new, audacious projects, convinced they weren't perfect enough, secretly fearing she'd fall flat on her face. She consistently undercharged for her services, because deep down, she didn't believe she was worth the higher fees, despite the undeniable results she delivered. She turned down speaking engagements, avoided public recognition, and even hesitated to connect with industry leaders, convinced she wasn't on their level. Her talent was undeniable, but her self-perception was keeping her playing small, limiting her income, and preventing her from making the massive impact she was truly capable of. Maria was trapped in the imposter trap. This is the silent saboteur that holds countless brilliant individuals back. The imposter trap isn't about being incompetent. It's about the fear of being perceived as incompetent, even when all evidence points to the contrary. It makes you undervalue your skills, underprice your services, avoid opportunities, and ultimately, pull back from the very challenges that would lead to your next level of success and wealth. It's a cruel paradox. The more you achieve, the higher your standards become, and the more likely you are to feel like you haven't done enough. This is often linked to something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, but in reverse. As you gain true expertise, you become acutely aware of how much more there is to know, making you feel less certain, while those with superficial knowledge remain blissfully confident. Your humility and depth of understanding can be misinterpreted by your own brain as inadequacy. But what if this feeling isn't a glitch, but a feature? What if imposter syndrome is simply a signal that you're operating at the edge of your growth, pushing past your comfort zone, and engaging in work that truly matters? The Imposter Syndrome Antidote allows you to reframe this powerful feeling, turning it from a paralyzing fear into a powerful catalyst for authentic success. It's not about eliminating the feeling. That's often impossible and, frankly, undesirable, as it means you've stopped challenging yourself. Instead, it's about changing your relationship with the feeling and developing a powerful set of tools to act in spite of it. Here is the 3-part framework for the Imposter Syndrome Antidote. Externalize the feeling, internalize the facts. The first crucial step is to recognize that imposter syndrome is a common psychological phenomenon, not a personal failing or a definitive judgment of your abilities. When that voice whispers, "You're a fraud," tell yourself, that's just imposter syndrome showing up. It means I'm growing." By labeling it, you create a psychological distance. It's an external thing that visits you, not an inherent part of who you are. Then, immediately counter it with undeniable facts. What have you achieved? What results have you delivered? What positive feedback have you received? Separate the emotion from the empirical evidence. Maria learned to say, "Okay, I feel like a fraud right now, but the fact is, my last campaign generated a 300% ROI for my client, and they just sent me a glowing testimonial. The feeling is temporary. The results are real." This simple act of externalizing the emotion and grounding yourself in objective reality is incredibly powerful. Shift from perfection to contribution. A major driver of imposter syndrome is the relentless pursuit of unattainable perfection. We believe we must be flawless, omniscient experts to be worthy. This sets us up for constant failure and self-criticism. The antidote is to pivot your focus from flawless execution to meaningful contribution. Instead of asking, "Am I perfect enough for this?" ask, "How can I best serve or contribute to this situation with the skills and knowledge I do possess?" When Maria shifted her focus from her internal insecurities to the tangible value she was providing her clients, her anxiety began to subside. She realized that delivering a powerful outcome for her client was far more important than her own internal struggle for perfection. When your focus is on making an impact for others, the internal noise of imposter syndrome quiets down, because your attention is directed externally towards service, not internally towards self-criticism. Build your evidence file. This is a proactive strategy to continuously arm yourself against imposter syndrome's attacks. Create a physical or digital evidence file, where you collect every piece of positive feedback, every achievement, every compliment, every successful project. This could be screenshots of glowing emails, notes from appreciative clients, performance reviews, awards, or even just jotting down moments where you felt competent and made a difference. When imposter syndrome strikes, instead of spiraling into self-doubt, open your evidence file. Reread those testimonials. Look at the data of your successes. Remind yourself of the concrete proof of your capabilities. This isn't about ego. It's about providing your brain with undeniable counter-evidence to the insidious lies that imposter syndrome tries to feed you. Maria started a win wall of screenshots and client messages, and every time she felt a surge of doubt, she'd look at it, anchoring herself in her tangible accomplishments. The imposter syndrome antidote is not about magically making self-doubt disappear. It's about building a robust psychological muscle that allows you to acknowledge the feeling, separate it from reality, and then powerfully move forward, focusing on your contribution and accumulating undeniable proof of your value. This framework allows you to embrace your authenticity, knowing that your willingness to step into new challenges is precisely why you experience imposter syndrome, and also precisely why you will succeed. It transforms the internal critic from a paralyzing enemy into a mere signal that you are, in fact, growing. When you master this, you unlock not just confidence, but a deep, unshakable sense of authentic power that no external validation or internal doubt can ever take away. This is how you build a life of true wealth, impact, and freedom, living in alignment with your authentic self. Are you ready to fully embrace your authentic power and dismantle the imposter trap forever? I've created the Imposter Syndrome Antidote Blueprint, a comprehensive guide that walks you through each step of this framework with practical exercises, reflection prompts, and a structured system to build your own evidence file. This blueprint is your complete roadmap to transforming self-doubt into authentic self-worth. It will show you how to leverage your unique perspective, overcome the internal barriers that are holding you back, and unlock your true potential for unprecedented success and fulfillment. Download your free Imposter Syndrome Antidote Blueprint now by clicking the link you see below. Stop letting the fear of being found out hold you back. It's time to realize that your perceived weakness is actually your secret superpower. Claim your antidote and step into your true greatness today.